Interested in getting tickets to a concert or sporting event? Use SeatGeek and get $20 off on your next purchase with promo code OBERSPORTS. That's OBERSPORTS, OBERSPORTS. What's going on, guys? Jacob Ober here, coming to you with my reactions to Game 3 of the preseason, Packers versus Bills. Bills shut out Green Bay at 19-0. My biggest takeaway from this and from the preseason as a whole is Jordan Love looked pretty good. That's all I care about, really. I mean, honestly, the Packers, I don't know if they even played a single starter in the preseason, honestly. I can't remember. Maybe they did in the first game. I really don't remember, though. The second game, I know they didn't, and then today I'm pretty sure they didn't either. I mean, this preseason was for the Packers to evaluate guys on the fringe of the roster, trying to get a roster spot, and I think that overall it was a success. I mean, we saw some really good performances from guys who we've been wanting to see play. Jordan Love, to me, today, Jordan Love looked pretty good. He had a couple bad mistakes, some plays he probably shouldn't have made, the interception in the end zone being one of them, but overall he had some really, really nice throws. He looked poised, he looked confident for the most part. He was playing behind an offensive line that wasn't giving up a whole lot of protection, but of course when you're going up against Buffalo's number one defense, and I think Buffalo actually played most of their starters for the full first half, so the fact that the Packers were even, holding their own in that game and very well could have actually had a lead in that game had they been able to score on one of those drives down in the red zone. I mean, that's impressive in and of itself, and for Love to look the way he did against Buffalo's number one defense, playing with, fringe roster guys, a makeshift offensive line, I mean, he looked good. And I love how confident he looks throwing the football. And, he's had some, rocket throws, some really impressive plays, the way he's able to kind of scramble out and buy himself some time and get first downs with his legs and stuff. He definitely seems a little bit more mobile than Rodgers, maybe not the pocket presence of Rodgers or the ability to, make something out of nothing, but I mean, his mobility, yeah, it's definitely a plus for him, and we saw him escape the pocket and run for some gains today, so that was fun to watch. But yeah, overall, I love what I saw from him in this preseason. He's a rookie, essentially. He's going to make some rookie mistakes, but hopefully we don't have to see him in the number one quarterback spot this year, and he can have some more time to fix those and learn and grow. So, Kylan Hill, also a guy who's really, really impressed me this preseason. I think he's got that number 3 running back spot on lockdown. He's certainly played himself onto the roster. And the fact that we got a guy like him who seems so talented, in the 7th round, I mean, that's a steal for sure for the Packers. And he kind of reminds me a lot of like a Brandon Jackson kind of. And, that's not just because of his number being number 32, but just the way he moves. It just kind of reminds me of Brandon Jackson, the way he's kind of like a receiving screen threat too. He looks really comfortable in his role in the offense. So he could definitely have some plays to make at some point this season, or some snaps to play at some point this season, just like A.J. Dillon did last season. So Malik Taylor as well, a player that impressed me this preseason. He definitely played himself onto the roster. He had a really, really nice catch today. It was on a free play. Love got the defense to jump when he threw it. Essentially a high point ball on the sideline, and Malik Taylor went up and got it over 2 guys. It was a really, really impressive catch, really, really impressive throw, and definitely Malik Taylor looks like he's secured that number 6 receiver spot, in my opinion. As for some guys who maybe won't make the team, I'm not really seeing how Sternberger does in week 3 anyways, when he's eligible to return. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really totally impressed by him this year, or this preseason, and I feel like the Packers kind of have their tight ends now. They've got Tunyon, they've got Mercedes Lewis, and they've got DeGuara, and I just don't really see room for Sternberger right now. So maybe they'll be able to sign him back on the practice squad or something, but I mean, they're kind of set at tight end right now, and Sternberger hasn't really done enough, in my opinion, to warrant getting a roster spot, but we'll see what they do there. I mean, for the defense, the defense for the most part kind of held its own, I guess, today. I mean, there were some really, really bad plays, but overall, it's guys who've never played together, guys who most likely aren't going to even make the roster, so it doesn't really affect, what the Packers are going to do this season for sure. But there are definitely, what's the new dude's name? James Heflin from Iowa. He looked pretty impressive too. So maybe he gets a roster spot. Maybe they could keep him on the practice squad if he doesn't. But definitely, there were some guys today that made their case for making the 53-man roster, and definitely a good look at some of the players for LaFleur today. So that's really all that matters in the preseason, just seeing, what you've gotten some guys. And the Packers certainly have something in guys like Kylan Hill, Malik Taylor, James Heflin, and, maybe they even keep Benkert. I mean, Benkert looked pretty good today too. And if the Packers actually do keep 3 quarterbacks, that would be first time in a long time for sure, because I can't really ever remember the Packers doing that. They've always been a team that keeps 2 quarterbacks and has one on the practice squad in case one of the 2 goes down. But, with how good Benkert has looked this preseason, I think it's a solid bet to say if the Packers don't sign him to the 53-man roster, that he probably will end up getting picked up by somebody else. So if the Packers want to keep him and want to make sure, they've got him for the quarterback 2 spot next year in case Rodgers leaves, they're going to probably want to be able to keep him on the roster. So, yeah, anyways, those are my reactions to this game. Buffalo played their starters for the majority of the game. Oh, I thought there was a bee in here for a second. Is there? I hope not. I don't like bees. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Buffalo played their starters for the first half of the game. And, Green Bay was playing essentially 3rd and 4th string guys. So, really, there's not anything you can really take away from the score of this game, or really any of the scores of any of the preseason games today or the past 3 weeks for the Packers. It doesn't matter. Essentially, it's not close to the team we're going to see in the regular season. And last year, the Packers did pretty darn good with no preseason, so I think that they're continuing that strategy into this year. But, hey, got about 2 weeks until the actual season starts, so we'll see what happens this season with the number ones. But in the meantime, guys, though, thanks for watching. That's all I got to say in this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Pack, go.